Dr. Quilix had practiced medicine for 3 centuries across 47 star systems, and she prided herself on having seen everything. Her medical bay aboard the interstellar trade vessel Prosperity was equipped with the finest regeneration pods, cellular reconstructors, and quantum suture technology the galaxy had to offer. She could rebuild a Corinthian's fractured exoskeleton in hours, or regrow a Velosian's severed limb in days. Then the humans joined the crew. The incident occurred during a routine cargo transfer in the Deneb sector. A loading clamp malfunctioned, and a 2-ton container broke free from its magnetic restraints. The crew scattered, all except engineer Marcus Webb, who was trapped in the container's path. He raised his arms instinctively as the massive crate slammed into him, crushing him against the bulkhead before the emergency fields could engage. Quilix's 4 hearts nearly stopped when they brought him in. His left arm was mangled, bones visibly shattered. Deep lacerations covered his torso. Internal bleeding was extensive. By every medical standard she knew, the human should have been in catastrophic shock, possibly dying. Instead, Marcus was conscious and apologizing for the trouble. "I'm so sorry, Doc," he muttered through gritted teeth. "Stupid mistake. Should have cleared the zone faster." Quilix's medical appendages trembled as she prepared the regeneration pod. "Do not speak. Your body has sustained critical damage. We must begin cellular reconstruction immediately, or you may not survive the next hour." "It's really not that bad," Marcus insisted, though his face had gone pale. "Just patch me up. I'll be fine." Quilix ignored him, activating the pod's sophisticated scanners. The readings made no sense. His body was already responding to the trauma, blood vessels constricting to minimize loss, chemical signals flooding damaged tissues, specialized cells already mobilizing to the injury sites. It was as if his entire biological system had shifted into emergency protocols the moment of impact. She placed him in the regeneration pod anyway, setting it to standard human parameters based on the limited medical data available. The pod would need 72 hours to properly heal injuries this severe. When Quilix returned 6 hours later to check his vital signs, she found the pod empty and Marcus in the crew quarters, eating something called a sandwich. "Human!" she shrieked, her translator barely keeping pace with her panic. "You have removed yourself from critical care. Your injuries." Marcus looked up, genuinely confused. "I feel fine, Doc. You meant little sore, but the pod did its job. Thanks for that." Quilix's appendages fluttered wildly as she scanned him with her portable medical device. The compound fractures in his arm had already begun fusing. The lacerations had sealed themselves. Internal bleeding had stopped completely. In 6 hours, he had accomplished what should have taken 3 days of advanced technological intervention. "This is impossible," she whispered. "What manner of Deathworld produces such regenerative capability?" Over the following weeks, Quilix documented everything. When Marcus cut his hand in engineering, the wound closed within hours. When he caught what humans called a cold, an active viral infection that would hospitalize most species for weeks, he recovered in 3 days using nothing but rest and liquids. Most astounding was when he fractured a rib during combat training. Quilix prepared for extensive treatment, but within 6 weeks, the bone had completely healed itself, leaving no trace of injury. The other human crew members were equally fascinating. Navigator Sarah Chen had scars, marks of injuries that had healed without intervention. Security Officer James Park casually mentioned breaking his arm as a child. "Wore a cast for 6 weeks, he said with a shrug. "Good as new after that." Quilix began researching Earth's medical history and discovered the horrifying truth. Humans had evolved on a planet so hostile that their bodies had developed autonomous repair systems. They clotted their own wounds, rebuilt their own bones, fought off infections with internal defense networks. They could even regrow certain tissues without technological assistance. Her colleagues across the medical community were skeptical until she published her findings. The data was irrefutable. Human bodies were biological repair machines, constantly maintaining and fixing themselves in ways that most species required technology to achieve. The revelation changed galactic medicine forever. Human medical consultants became invaluable, teaching other species about concepts like immune responses, natural healing, and regeneration. Pharmaceutical companies studied human biology to develop better treatments. Military organizations marveled at soldiers who could sustain injuries and return to duty in timeframes that seemed miraculous. Dr. Quilix often watched Marcus work in engineering, still amazed that such a fragile-looking species could be so resilient. Humans had no armored shells, no redundant organs, no venomous defenses. They had something better: bodies that refused to quit, that fought for survival at the cellular level, that healed themselves faster than the galaxy's best technology. She finally understood why humans called Earth home despite its dangers. They hadn't just survived their death world, they'd become living proof that sometimes nature's solutions exceeded even the most advanced technology the stars had to offer.